Let's do it, Fakhar. Hello person, and welcome to another video of Nixon talks about a fragrance that he likes, that he usually do with his friends anyway, but this time he does it on YouTube so he gets views, aka Smelly Cat. Now first, before we start, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for the truckloads of love and messages that have come in for me over the last month or so. For those who don't know, I have been missing in action and I couldn't do these videos because I had a bit of a family emergency. My mom, my dad, and even my wife back in India, they were tested positive for coronavirus. And things weren't looking that good, but that all has changed. They've all recovered, or at least on the road to recovery. Even though there are complications, they're getting better and things look much better now. So thank you so much for all your love, your support, the messages, and for understanding the situation. I'd also like to point out that about 35% of you who are watching this video have subscribed to my channel, so thank you so much to all the people who've already subscribed. We have hit 10,000 subscribers just a couple of days back.
It's over 9,000!
So once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'd also like to add that if you have any questions about fragrances, sometimes it gets a little hard for me to answer those questions and reply to each and every comment here on YouTube. So if it's something important, if it's something urgent, or if you're looking for help in any way, slide into my DMs on Instagram. Don't forget to add me so that way I can see your message and I'll try my best to help you out. Okay, moving on to the video. I had previously done a review on this one, which is called Y, from the Privé Zara line from Paris Corner, which is supposed to be an alternative to YSL EDT. And in that, I had asked people if they'd like to see a full review on Fakhar Lattafa, which is also supposed to be an alternative to YSL EDT. And I said, if you guys wanted, just say do it Fakhar in the comments. And more than 50, I think more than 60, or most of the comments on that video were you guys saying do it Fakhar, do it Fakhar, do it Fakhar. So here's the video. Alright, let's first take a couple of minutes to appreciate the presentation. For a scent that is priced so cheaply, the presentation of this one is not that bad. It's actually pretty good. It comes in this nice hard box. Let's have a look at the bottle. The bottle as well looks very, very well done. Again, I'm bringing the price up because I think I've got this for around 35 or 40 dirhams, and you don't really see presentation like this at this price point. At the back, you will see this fish scale like design at the back, even on the cap and the back of the bottle. But here's how it looks, and they've done a pretty good job considering the price. Like I mentioned, this is priced at around 35 to 40 dirhams here in the UAE. I remember picking up from the Ardal Zafran store where you get most of the Lattafa stuff. In India, I saw it on fragaholic.in for around 1300 rupees if I'm not mistaken. Across the other regions, you should be able to pick this up for around $30 or even cheaper than that. It's cheap, but is it worth it? Let's move on and find out. Starting with the scent itself, a lot of you asked me whether this one is an alternative to YSL EDT, the Eau de Toilette, or YSL EDP, the Eau de Parfum. I have the Eau de Parfum, which I absolutely love. It gives me a lot of compliments. It actually performs really well on my skin. And it is also a scent that a lot of people like, especially women. And it is actually pretty well done, even though it's in that blue space. So you asked me whether this one, Fakhar Lattafa, is like the EDT version or the EDP version. I would say it sits somewhere in between the EDT and the EDP version. If you want something closer to the EDP, the Eau de Parfum, Lattafa actually has another scent called, it's called Sheikh Al Shuyuk Final Edition. I think it's called Sheikh Al Shuyuk Final Edition. It's a black bottle with Final Edition written in red. It's a little hard to find at times. Even I couldn't get my hands on it over here, but I remember trying it some time back, and yes, it did have that YSLY feel, but I don't really remember correctly whether it was, exactly like YSLY, the EDP version, but people say that it is. So if you have a chance to get your hands on that, check it out and let me know as well. Now, if you ask me why does Fakhar Lattafa sit somewhere in between the EDT and the EDP version of YSLY? I'm saying why a lot, I'm sorry. But why? I'll tell you this. The EDT has a strong aldehydes opening. If you've tried it, it's got apple, ginger, and it has a very strong aldehyde notes to it, which actually lasts almost throughout the longevity of the fragrance. Now, how the EDP version is different, which is this one, is that it is a lot sweeter. Not just that, it has a very prominent sage note and maybe minimal to no aldehydes note in this, which makes this one, according to me at least, and a lot of people, a little different, like I said, than most blue scents. It's a little more interesting, it's a little more mature, and it's overall a better scent than the EDT. Now, Fakhar Lattafa has that aldehydes like opening that you find in the EDT, of course with that apple and ginger and a bit of citrus, but it also has that sweetness that you get in the EDP. It also has that sage-like feeling that you get in the EDP. Not as much, it's not as sweet, it's not as sage heavy as the EDP. Obviously, it's not as full and rich compared to the EDP as well. But because it has a bit of this and a bit of that, I've put this one, I would say, somewhere in between the EDT and the EDP version. Let's talk about the performance of the scent. This one gives me around 6 hours on my skin with good projection in the first couple of hours actually. Whereas this one, Prevezara Y, gives me around 4 hours. It's not as long lasting as this one. I'm not saying either of these are long lasting scents, but when you compare the two, this one gives me around 6 hours and this one gives me around 4 hours. Sillage for this one as well is a lot better. I won't say it's really strong or heavy. It's still moderate, but it can be detected a little more than YSLY, at least for me. When I've tried this one I could detect even after like 4, 5, 6, 7 hours also. It's there, it lingers a little. Whereas this one, after a few hours, dies. I know what you're thinking. Will I get compliments? Will people notice it? Yes. Younger people will like this, women will like it. It's actually not a very complicated scent, which makes it perfectly, how do I say this, likable. So yes, if you're looking for compliments, yes, this will get you that. Quickly summing it up, and I must add that this is my personal preference. You may like one over the other, but hey, it's subjective. I'll tell you what I think about these. For me, this one, Fakhar Lattafa, is a better scent compared to Y. On me, it lasts a little longer, projects a little better than Y. Till now, I've gotten, I think, a few more compliments from this one compared to Y. And till now, I have worn this one a little more than Y. So yes, I've reached out to this one more than I have reached out to this. You can see it's not, I haven't used it a lot. See, again, I'm going to say it comes down to personal preference, but my preferred option is Fakhar Lattafa as an overall package. I'm not going to get into an in-depth review of how this smells and how it's going to change over time, because it doesn't. It's pretty basic, it's pretty uncomplicated, like I said. It's a simple scent, and if you have tried the EDT or the EDP version of YSLY, you know what to expect with it. So it's not something that will blow your mind or anything like that, but hey, it does a fantastic job of being a very likable scent, and it's available for really cheap. Like I said, 35 to 40 dirhams here, 1300 rupees in India, and $30 to $35 across the world. So I won't get into the nitty-gritties because I think I've said everything you need to know about this scent till now. And that brings us to the end of the video. If you're still here, hey, you probably like this video. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. And remember, as kids, you used to ring your neighbor's doorbell and run away. Do the same thing here. Don't run away. Hit the bell icon and come back. Don't go anywhere because it'll notify you whenever I put a new video. And until next time, keep smelling amazing.